I'm going crazy. 무뎌져.
You entered a big venue, or should I say a party club, in which your friend dragged you with her just to accompany her. Your eyes scanned the place where all youth were, wasting their time. In their word, it was a relief time from the world, but in your words, it's just a waste of time. Wearing these revealing dresses to impress don't know who and getting drunk like a crazy person in between hundreds of people is not your style but your friend's. She promised you that no one will force you to do anything and managed to get your hair. You went to sit on an empty couch. The music was so loud and your friend was dancing her off on the floor. You chuckled at her behavior and diverted your attention to other things, but your eyes caught a person who was already looking at you. It was a little dark at his side, so you were not able to properly see his face. You looked on the other side, not knowing those eyes are still on you and that person's eyes want to cage this side, but your looking away made him raise his brow at your behavior. Looks like June got rejected for the first time. His friends laughed jokingly who were watching their friend looking at a random woman. June, never mind it. You can get any girl, just put your gaze on her. His other friend suggested, but maybe. They don't know that he has already taken it to his so-called ego. Jungkook, why are you taking it seriously? The Jungkook guy looked at his friends and smirked. They made a confused expression on his smirking face. Jungkook, behave and don't do anything bad. If you're thinking to force yourself because of your ego, this is not good. His elder friend advised him. Jungkook scoffed. I'm not a cheap playing person, I'm John Jungkook. In my 24-year lifetime, not even once someone had shifted their eyes from me. Yeah, because you are not Kim Sok Jin, so shut up. The elder one scolded him for his rebel behavior in a joking way. I have an idea in my mind. Forget it and go to your home and sleep. His friends tried their best, but his ego level was too hard to fall down. What idea do you have? Let's bet. What bet? Jungkook looked in your direction where you were looking at other people. That girl. I bet that I'll spend time with her and in the end, she will confess to me. But his friend sighed. That's so boring of you. His other 5 friends with him looked at Suga with shock. What do you mean? Let's bet that you will try to not fall in love with her in 1 week, and if you fail, you will do what we will say for a whole month. His friends chuckled and agreed with Suga. Jungkook's plan was now opposite taken on himself, but his attitude was more important, so he accepted. Bet. You walked out of the venue and stopped at the side road waiting for a cab. Your friend already left as her home was far away from here. It was midnight and the cab was taking time to reach you. You sighed feeling shivers because of the cold night. You looked at the night sky. It was a little cloudy, but then you heard footsteps behind you. You turned to see 3 guys standing looking at you with their disgusting gaze. They were probably from the same party and, hey girl, wanna go with us? One of the guys asked you, who wasn't able to stand in one place. You scoffed and didn't answer. Suspicious showing attitude, let's give her a lesson. The other guy said, you looked for your cab and sighed. Are you deaf? Can't you hear us? The third guy grabbed your arm and you pushed him back. Don't touch her, or what? Or it will be not good for your health, bro. Another guy who you don't even know and came here from nowhere and spoke. Look, her boyfriend is here to save her. See, I'll touch her in front of you. That guy came forward and tried to touch your cheeks, but you dodged his hand and, grabbing his arm, you flipped him down. That he fell on the ground groaning in pain. The other guy tried to slap you, but you punched his tummy and hit your knee on his man's part. He also fell on the ground groaning. And the third guy got scared and ran away. You scoffed and dusted your dress. Just then your cape came up, but your eyes shifted to another guy. Not every girl needs a man to protect her. And you sat inside a cab that drove away. That was so damn hot. I know, bro. Joan, leave the bed and let me make her mine. Chung glared at his friend and walked away. Let him do what he wants. He will learn the lesson himself. His other friends went on their way. Next day, Mom, I'm going for an interview. You yelled while going out of your home while your mom was in the kitchen. But why not eat something, honey? No, Mom, I'm already late. I'll eat something on my way. Bye. You said and left for your interview place. You graduated 2 months ago and now you are in need of a job. You applied in many companies and also got selected, but some companies didn't have your level. Yes, your level. You studied this hard to not just have a simple job though. Level is something and I know how to make it myself. You entered the company named JE. The building was just too high as your big dreams and thought, And you are not a simple candidate. They chose some of the candidates after one online test, which you passed easily. A while ago in Chey building, Evan, I need this computer to be repaired. Why the heck is this not working? He asked his secretary who was panicking because his boss's computer wasn't working. Mr. John, I called someone to repair it. That person will be here soon. Wait, I'll be back, I'll make a call. He left the office and Jung shook his head. Jung sighed and removed his coat and placed it on the chair. Rolling up his shirt sleeves, he opened the upper button of his shirt. Ruffling his hair, he placed hand on his vest. Why shouldn't I try to fix it? He raised his eyebrow and chuckled. He picked the toolbox and started to open the computer. Meanwhile, you reached the floor which the receptionist told you there wasn't anyone, so you saw a guy passing in front of you while panicking and calling someone. Excuse me? Yes, miss? He asked while walking without looking at you. Where is the interview held? From right to left, there is an office there. You thanked him and went to the way. Wait, no, from left to right there is an office. She left, he said and went from there not caring for his mistake. While you finally reached the floor, you were confused as why there was no one, but shrugged and knocked at the office door but didn't get any reply. Why is no one replying? You got curious and slowly opened the door to peek inside, your eyes widened at what you saw. There was a guy sitting on a chair in front of the desk and he was all sweaty and his hands were, no, your mind is holy, you can't think like this. But suddenly your foot slipped and you opened the office door and stood in front of the table with eyes within. The guy in front of you got up from his seat. You closed your eyes and placed your hand over your face. I didn't see anything, I promise. You said and heard. The person in front of you chuckled. You got confused and opened your eyes. You hear? You got more curious about the person and fully opened your eyes and sighed as he was fully dressed. Yeah, where are you looking at? He asked by waving his hand in front of your eyes. But then your gaze went to his face. You tilted your head thinking you saw him somewhere, but where? I know I'm handsome, so you can stop staring. He smirked while you cleared your throat and looked at the mess on the table and mentally facepalmed. So you were repairing the computer, but then you cup your mouth before you say something. But he raised his eyebrow. But what did you think? He slowly came close to you and you backed off with slow steps. Why are you coming close? Just stay there. Why, don't you remember me? He pointed at his chest and scoffed. You? You thought about it, looking here and there. Yes, I remembered. He smirked. Technician? Jungkookff made a done face until your back got lean on the wall and his arms were on the walls now trapping you. Last night the party outside the club. You just remember. Oh, that guy. Yeah, I just remembered. You're a technician. Wow. Jungkookff sighed, not taking the shit you're talking about. You really don't know who I am. You shook your head. I don't remember useless things or people. As your words left your mouth, Jungkookff felt a pinch in his heart. Somehow he was offended by your words, but he didn't take it to his ego or attitude, as his inner self stopped him. He nodded and gestured you to leave the office. Then leave. You scoffed and said, yeah, I'm here for an interview, not to talk with you. Rolling your eyes, you left, leaving confused Jungkookff. But then Evan entered his office. Boss, the technician is here. Evan, who is taking an interview for today? For your PA? I think Mr. Liu. Tell him to stop the interview. I have already chosen my PA. Evan shrugged and nodded. But who? Jungkookff smirked. What? But I haven't given an interview yet. How? Miss Ryan, we have order from our boss. If you don't want this job, then I'll tell him. But you stopped him. No, it's okay. I'm in for this job. Evan smiled and forwarded his hand to shake it. I'm Evan, Mr. Cheon's secretary, and you will be his PA. He made a confused face. When he has a secretary, then why does he need a PA? Evan shrugged his shoulder and he shook your hand with him. Next day, you entered the same floor as yesterday but today as a worker. Saying you walked toward your way to the boss office, but you saw someone. Evan? Evan was already there. He looked at you and smiled. Hi, Ryan. Hi. Is the boss already in the office? Evan nodded and came close to your ear, whispering something. Don't make him angry or you're fired. He chuckled as he can say it openly too. Okay, I understand. Evan high-fived you and you went to the office. Knocking on the door, you heard a friend come in. It was the same office as yesterday. You didn't know it was the boss office, but thank God he wasn't here yesterday, you thought. and entered the office. As you walked near the desk, the boss was sitting on his chair, but the chair back was facing you. You cleared your throat and spoke. "Good morning, Mr. John. I'm Ryan, your PA." You said boing, and the chair turned. Your eyes widened and your heart fell in deep hole and breath hitched. You pointed at the smirking person in front of you. He was sitting like a king and gave a rebel look. You just wished to wipe that smirk away from his face. Closing your eyes, you controlled yourself. "Welcome to my company, Miss Ryan." Scoffing, you gave him not a damn good look. "Look at you being so ungrateful, people that even sit in my office with me." "Yeah, because they know if they act like me, what will happen with them." You whispered to yourself, but he heard it. "You are too straightforward." "Thanks for the compliment, boss." You said boss in a sarcastic way, making him chuckle. "Come here." He gestured with his finger. You unfolded your arm and walked to him without thinking twice, showing all confidence. Standing in front of him, you again folded your arm on his chest. "What now?" But his foot pushed your foot and he caught you by your wrist, holding on his lap. He smiled at you while you glared at him. "What the? Let me go." You struggled in his arms, but he was too strong. "Isn't it relaxing, you and me together and no one around?" You blinked your eyes at him, first time you saw him from this close. His features was damn good if you don't lie, and as his smile can be a world for you, his eyes can submerge whole galaxy in them. His fingers trailed up to your cheeks, trailing from your cheekbones. He placed your hair strand behind your ear, while he stopped moving and stared in his eyes. "I'm fighting the urge to make you happiest woman on earth," he whispered in calm voice, making your mind go on cloud nine. You leaned to his ear to say something. He got excited at your actions, and "I'm having an urge to punch you and not fall in your fake trap." His eyes widened at your words while you backed off and got up from his lap after patting his cheek. "Nice to see you, Mr. John. I'll work hard as your PA." Saying this, you left his office, leaving him all shocked. His fist clenched. He gritted his teeth, but he closed his eyes, leaning on a chair. He remembered once his mother told him something when he was a child. Little Jungkookff was crying because he wasn't able to have his favorite Iron Man because another kid got it before him. "Kuka, love, sometime we can't have everything in life for what we wish. That's only our ego waking a bad person inside us. But if you will wish it by true heart and don't make it your ego and attitude somehow, you will definitely get it. But remember my words, don't snatch or cry over it, but work hard and wish by heart to win it, not get it, okay?" Little Jungkook wiped his tears and nodded at his mother's words. Mrs. John pecked her little son's cheek, picking him up. Jungkook opened his eyes, looking at the ceiling, not understanding why he wanted to do it. But he is John Jungkook. He will not give up. That John, did I look like a robot to him? I'm a human, and he gave me this much work to do. Just then your office door got knocked. "Come in," he said, not looking up as you thought it must be Evan or some other employee. But someone placed coffee in front of you with a strawberry pastry. Looking up, you didn't believe. Rebel suddenly became Angel. "Mr. John," he rubbed the back of his neck. "I brought this to you," he said nervously. Thanks, you got it from his hands." "It's not like I directly brought it, but I didn't like this one, so I get it here." Your smile dropped and you placed it on the side. "Okay, I have to work. You can leave." Jungkook internally cursed on his behavior and thought about something. "Wanna eat lunch together?" he said in a low voice, and it was hard to pronounce this. You heard him and looked at him. "No, I'm busy." He pouted because you were trying his best, but still you didn't give attention to him. He walked out like a lost puppy with pouty face. "Oh, that was cute," you said, but then slapped yourself. "Stop acting dumb, Ryan." At lunchtime, you were sitting on the same table as Yvonne. Talking less, eating more. He's such a foodie and friendly too. Just then your gaze went to Mr. John, who was here to get his coffee. You were confused that being his PA, he didn't make you his personal servant as other boss do. And you liked his behavior, only this, yes. His eyes fell on your tube, but you diverted it to Evan, and an idea came in your mind. "Evan, can you open this bottle for me?" You asked him like you were some fragile, soft girl. Evan munched his food and opened the bottle. You smiled at him and thanked him, but the Evan bitch only focused on his food. But somehow, your arrow went on middle. You ignored it and ate your food. Acting like you're soft, but I know your real self, Ian. You can't make me fool. He left from there and called you in his office. You left your food and went to his office. "Mr. John, you called me." He was standing while leaning his back at the table facing you. "Do you have fun?" He walked to you. But his eyes were so scary, like fire was built and needed ice Not even water to calm it. What do you mean? He walked still forward to you until your back leaned on wall, flirting with my employee. Your eyes widened as you remembered. Oh, that. Yes, that. He pointed at your chest. But why you are jealous? This is my life. Whomever talks, smile. But before you say more, your last word could become true. His lips were on yours, your eyes still open, but his were closed. His lips didn't move, but stood still over yours. Slowly, you closed your eyes. His arms went up to your vest, cupping it, but at his touch, you came to your senses and pushed him. Wiping your lips, you left his office, not saying a word. He gripped his hair, cussed on his own self. I think I will lose the bet. You will? No, I mean, I have, but I knew it. Now I can't date her. Shut up, Dan. Thanks, zipped his mouth. Wow, not even a full week. You're here after 5 days. I raised you wrong. You failed. I'm more handsome. Jin shook his head. Wrong, literally. Okay. Jungkookff, now you lose, so we win. We will tell you what to do whole month. Now go and wash all the dishes and mop the floor. All of them looked at Jin with done face, shaking their head. They looked at Jungkookff, who was on verge of crying and sulking like a kid. Your first task is now make her fall for you. Wow, Yoongi, when did you open a matchmaking studio? But you can make me your assistant. I'll never mind it. But this idea is not bad. Jung looked at his hunks and sighed, throwing his body back on the couch. After some days, Jungkook came to office, but now he mostly tried to be calm with you. His action concerned you. He asked you little things like, did you eat breakfast? Did you sleep tight last night? How's your mom doing? Am I giving you more work? But you somehow missed his bossy self. When you and he teased each other on little things, he became so calm and gentle in work meetings with you. Instead of yelling, he talked in calm voice. Even once you were about to fall, he saved you and let Evan fall on the floor because he was also tripped with you. That means he cared for you more and your heart started to beat when he came close to you while talking about work. It was like everything became in slow motion around you, but still you missed his bossy self. So you walked inside his office and stopped in front of him. Mr. John, when I'm sitting in front of you, why are you yelling? You cleared your throat and started to talk. I wanted to ask you something. He looked at his file and didn't look at you. But his attention was still on papers. He sighed heavily and snatched the file away, throwing it. You grabbed his arm and sat on his lap, just like your first day in his office. What are you doing? His eyes widened and he covered his chest. Your face palm. I don't mean that, Mr. John. Then what? You played with your fingers and said, why are you acting? Acting, but I'm a CEO, not actor. You huffed and grabbing his collar, looking in his eyes, you asked, why are you acting different from past week? But now his expression changed into a devilish smirk, just like before you liked to see it. Why, you missed my this self. You weren't able to look in his eyes now. Your hand became loose on his coat collar. You looked down, biting your lower lip, but he cupped your jaw and made eye contact with you. Answer me, I asked something. He asked in a low and calm husky voice, giving you goosebumps until your spine. You were out of your words suddenly, but not out of action. So you repeated what he did a week ago, him. Making his eyes widen, your arm wrapped around his neck. He was still processing, but then he slowly got sleepy in your actions. He closed them and moved his lips, syncing them with yours. His arms tightly gripped around your waist. You felt him smiling as he won something. His mother words again ringed in his mind, and in answer he will say he won it. Breaking legs, you breathed hard. Your hand slid on his chest. His forehead got attached to yours. It's not my fault that I've fallen in love with you, but you are the one that tripped on me. You are indirectly confessing and putting all credit on me. Yes, who told you to come to that club and hurt my ego? He chuckled at his words. You took it to your ego. I didn't force you to. He scored while still holding you tight. But you ignored me. Wow, I ignored you when? But he stopped remembering it wasn't your fault at first. Why you are looking this and stunning. He changed the topic, making you laugh. Mr. John, I will not fall in your trap again. But he pecked your cheek and said, because you have already fallen in love with me. You pretend to think, maybe. What did you say? He started to tickle you and you laughed. Okay, I accept it. He stopped and pecked your forehead. Meanwhile, now all the single people cry with me. He said and took a tissue, but looking at his side, everyone left, who were watching a K-drama going on right now, leaving this one dumb. Should I ask Ryan if she have a twin sister? I'll make the little shit do house chores now. Just wait and watch. Youngie, let's go. We need to open a matchmaking studio. I didn't sign up for this.